Artemis 1 is a planned unmanned lunar orbit mission issued by NASA. The postponement is planned to take place between 12 and November 27, 2023. In Artemis 1, a spacecraft called Orion will be launched on a mission of between 26 to 42 days, with at least 6 of those days placing it in a distant orbit around the Moon. Once in orbit, Orion will deploy 10 CubeSat satellites, before returning down to Earth's atmosphere and landing in the Pacific Ocean. After the Artemis 1 mission is completed, the Artemis 2 mission will begin, where the plan is a manned lunar flight. 5 decades after the last Apollo mission, the Artemis 3 mission will begin, which will also be a manned lunar landing. Putting together the spacecraft Orion began in October 2021 and was fully assembled in August 2022. An initial launch attempt was made on the 29th August, but was aborted due to a faulty sensor. Another attempt was made again on September 3rd, but was also cancelled after a leak of hydrogen gas was discovered. The postponement was brought forward to September 27th, and then further, until it will take place between 12th and 27th November. The Orion spacecraft will be loaded with 3 mannequins resembling astronauts, equipped with sensors to provide data on what the crew might experience for a trip to the Moon during the Artemis 3 mission. One mannequin named Captain Munican Campos after Arturo Campos, who was a NASA engineer during the Apollo program, will be placed in the commander's seat and equipped with additional sensors, 2 which measure radiation during the mission. The seat the mannequin sits on will be equipped with sensors to record acceleration and vibration data. Next to Captain Munican Campos will be the mannequins Helga and Zohar. Zohar will be equipped with an Astrorad radiation vest that carries sensors which measure radiation, while Helga will sit unprotected. The test is to provide data on different radiation levels during the mission, while also testing Zohar's vest effectiveness. Besides these 3 mannequins, Orion will also bring NASA's Snoopy and ESA's Shaun the Sheep. In addition to all functional payloads, Artemis 1 will also be loaded with memorabilia, patches, seeds, and flags, from contractors and space agencies from around the world. A technology demonstration called Callisto is being developed by Lockheed Martin, in collaboration with Amazon and Cisco, and will also be loaded aboard Orion during the Artemis 1 mission. Callisto will run video conferencing software, so that audio and video can be displayed. The system will use Alexa's virtual assistant, which can also be used by members of the public, to send messages that can be displayed on Callisto during mission. The mission has been marketed as the start of a Moon to Mars program, although there is no public concrete plan for a crewed mission to Mars within NASA. To increase awareness among the public, NASA themselves have created a website where purchases of digital boarding passes are available. The names on the digital boarding cards will be transferred onto a hard drive and placed inside Orion. In this video, we will delve into the Artemis 2 project, but let us first review the other planned Artemis missions. Artemis 1. This mission was an uncrewed test flight of the Space Launch System, SLS, rocket and the Orion spacecraft. Artemis 2. This mission is planned to be a week-long manned mission to the Moon that will include the first manned landing on the lunar South Pole. Artemis 3. This mission is planned to be a manned mission to the lunar South Pole that will involve the construction of a permanent lunar base. Artemis 4. This mission is planned to be a manned mission to the lunar South Pole that will involve the establishment of a sustainable presence on the Moon. Please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Now, let's dive into the Artemis 2 project. NASA's Artemis program represents a new era of exploration for the United States, as the agency looks to land humans on the Moon by 2024 and establish a permanent presence there. The Artemis 2 mission will be the first manned landing on the lunar South Pole and will pave the way for future missions to Mars. The Artemis 2 mission will be launched aboard a Space Launch System, SLS, rocket, which is a powerful, heavy-lift rocket being developed by NASA to send astronauts and cargo beyond low Earth orbit. The spacecraft that will take the astronauts to the Moon is called the Orion spacecraft, which is being developed by NASA in partnership with Lockheed Martin. The Artemis II mission will be a week-long mission that will include a variety of activities, such as conducting scientific experiments, deploying new technology demonstrations, and testing the capabilities of the spacecraft and rocket systems. The mission will also lay the foundation for future Artemis missions, which will involve the construction of a permanent lunar base and the establishment of a sustainable presence on the Moon. One of the key goals of the Artemis II mission is to test the capabilities of the SLS and Orion spacecraft in a manned mission to the Moon. The SLS rocket is the most powerful rocket ever built, and it will be used to send astronauts and cargo to the Moon and beyond. The Orion spacecraft is designed to be a flexible and reliable spacecraft that can take astronauts to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. The Artemis II mission will also be an opportunity to demonstrate the capabilities of new technologies, such as the Space Launch System's Exploration Upper Stage, EUS, and the Power and Propulsion Element, PPE, of the Deep Space Gateway. The EUS is an advanced rocket stage that will be used to send astronauts and cargo to the Moon, while the PPE is a spacecraft element that will provide power and propulsion for future missions to deep space. In addition to testing new technologies, the Artemis II mission will also be an opportunity to conduct a variety of scientific experiments. The lunar South Pole is an ideal location for scientific exploration, as it is believed to contain water ice and other valuable resources that could be used to support a permanent presence on the Moon. The Artemis II mission will provide scientists with the opportunity to study the lunar surface and search for resources that could be used to support future missions. Overall, the Artemis II mission represents a major milestone in the Artemis program and a new chapter in human exploration of the Moon. The mission will pave the way for future Artemis missions that will involve the construction of a permanent lunar base and the establishment of a sustainable presence on the Moon. As we look towards the future of space exploration, the Artemis II mission will be a crucial step towards establishing a permanent human presence on the Moon and beyond. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment with your thoughts about the Artemis mission. NASA's Artemis III mission, the third in the Artemis program, is a historic lunar expedition that will bring the first humans back to the surface of the Moon since 1972. The mission is set to launch in 2024, and will be the first manned mission to land on the lunar South Pole, a region that is thought to contain significant deposits of water ice. The Artemis III mission will be led by NASA astronaut Catherine Sullivan, who will become the first woman to step foot on the Moon. She will be joined by a diverse crew of astronauts, including Jessica Watkins, Victor Glover, and Michael Hopkins. The Artemis III mission will be launched aboard the Space Launch System, SLS, a powerful rocket developed by NASA to carry humans and cargo beyond low Earth orbit. The SLS will carry the Orion spacecraft, which will be used to transport the astronauts to and from the Moon. Upon landing on the lunar surface, the Artemis III crew will conduct a number of scientific experiments, including studying the lunar surface and searching for signs of water ice. They will also deploy a series of rovers and other instruments to help map the Moon's surface and study its geology and atmosphere. One of the main goals of the Artemis III mission is to establish a sustainable presence on the Moon. To this end, the astronauts will construct a lunar outpost, which will serve as a base for future manned missions to the Moon and beyond. The outpost will include living quarters, a laboratory, and a workshop, and will be powered by solar panels and other renewable energy sources. The Artemis III mission is a major milestone in NASA's efforts to return humans to the Moon, and will pave the way for further exploration of the solar system. It is also a testament to the hard work and dedication of the astronauts and scientists involved in the mission, who are working tirelessly to make it a success. The goal of the Artemis program is to establish a sustainable presence on the Moon, with the ultimate aim of paving the way for human exploration of Mars and other destinations in the solar system. The Artemis program is named after the Greek goddess of the Moon and the hunt, and is a continuation of NASA's Apollo program, which successfully landed astronauts on the Moon in the 1960s and 1970s. The Artemis program aims to build upon the achievements of the Apollo program and advance our understanding of the Moon and its resources. One of the main goals of the Artemis program is to establish a permanent human presence on the Moon, with the aim of using the Moon as a stepping stone for further exploration of the solar system. The program will also conduct a variety of scientific experiments and research projects on the lunar surface, including studying the geology, atmosphere, and resources of the Moon. In addition to advancing our understanding of the Moon, the Artemis program also aims to inspire the next generation of scientists, engineers, and explorers, and to demonstrate the United States' leadership in space exploration. Catherine Sullivan is an American astronaut and geologist who is set to lead the Artemis 3 mission, the third in NASA's Artemis program. She will be the first woman to step foot on the Moon, and will be joined by a diverse crew of astronauts including Jessica Watkins, Victor Glover, and Michael Hopkins. Sullivan was born on October 3, 1951 in Paterson, New Jersey. She received a bachelor's degree in Earth Sciences from the University of California, Santa Cruz, and a doctorate in geology from Dalhousie University in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Sullivan joined NASA in 1978, and became an astronaut in 1979. She has served as a mission specialist on 3 space shuttle missions, and has logged over 532 hours in space. In 1984, she became the first American woman to perform a spacewalk, and she has conducted a number of scientific experiments and research projects during her time in space. In addition to her work as an astronaut, Sullivan has also served as the chief scientist at NASA and as the president and CEO of the Center for Science and Industry in Columbus, Ohio. She is a member of the National Academy of Sciences and the International Astronautical Federation, and has received numerous awards and honors for her contributions to science and exploration. In a few short weeks, we will be releasing a stunning video showcasing the incredible feats of bravery and innovation that the Artemis 4 crew will be undertaking on the lunar surface. Keep an eye out for this must-see video, and get ready to be amazed by the incredible capabilities of NASA and our talented team of astronauts as they take on this historic mission. The Artemis program is a plan developed by NASA to send humans back to the Moon and establish a sustainable presence there. The ultimate goal of the Artemis program is to establish a permanent presence on the Moon, with the long-term vision of using the Moon as a stepping stone for human exploration of Mars and beyond. The first mission in the Artemis program, Artemis 1, is an uncrewed test flight of the Space Launch System, SLS, rocket and Orion spacecraft. The second mission, Artemis 2, is a crewed mission, and the third mission, Artemis 3, is expected to land astronauts on the Moon. Artemis 4 is the next mission in the Artemis program, and it is currently in the planning stages. While details about Artemis 4 are not yet available, it is expected to build on the progress made in the previous Artemis missions and continue to advance the goal of establishing a sustainable presence on the Moon. One potential focus of Artemis 4 could be the establishment of a permanent lunar base. This base could serve as a research facility, a hub for lunar exploration, and a stepping stone for future missions to Mars and beyond. It could also potentially serve as a source of resources, such as water, that could be used to support future space missions. Another potential focus of Artemis 4 could be the expansion of scientific research on the Moon. The Moon is a fascinating and scientifically rich destination that has much to teach us about the early history of our solar system. Artemis 4 could provide an opportunity to further study the Moon's surface, geology, and resources, as well as its environment and its potential for human habitation. Overall, Artemis 4 is an exciting mission that has the potential to make significant strides in our understanding of the Moon and our ability to explore and utilize it. We can't wait to see what the future holds for the Artemis program.